Hey guys, tonight we're driving the 2024 Hyundai Sonata N-Line. We have an updated interior, an updated exterior. We're going to walk you guys around it today, talk about what this is like to drive. We have a Bose sound system, a different screen, steering wheel, elongated armrest here, and slightly different center console design with climate controls, as well as the shifter right here. They've changed a lot in the Sonata N-Line. The nice thing about the Sonata N-Line is that you actually get a little bit more power here versus a lot of the other N-Line models in the Hyundai lineup. This makes 290 horsepower, 311 pound-feet of torque from a turbocharged 2.5-liter four-cylinder that's mated to the 8-speed dual-clutch transmission. We've got paddle shifters behind the wheel. This costs around $36,000 with the silver matte paint. This is $37 grand. So for me, it'd be either this or a Hyundai Elantra N. That'd kind of be the big consideration instead of this car, because inside they kind of feel about the same size. The Sonata is definitely a bit more upscale and comfortable and livable, so it kind of depends which way you want to go. We'll get a peek at the updated front and rear bumpers. Substitute TheTopher just took this on a road trip this week, averaged about 35 miles to the gallon, which is very impressive, beating the EPA highway estimate. And you can see there's a few bugs still splattered on the front. We've got this continuous LED DRL. Still kind of a striking design, but it's gone away from that catfish look that it had when it first was launched. We still have some pretty cool lines on the side, 19-inch wheels, different rear end of this car, 4 exhaust tips. The matte paint is striking. Can't polish it out though, so only for the brave. 245/40 R19 Pirelli P0 tires on here. All seasons, not a ton of grip. This is front wheel drive, and they have fixed the throttle tuning problems that I have with the previous Sonata N-Line, where every stoplight you were just peeling out and doing a little burnout. Now the transmission is a lot smoother and really utilizes that torque. Clutch engagement seems like they've tuned it a little bit better too. In the back of the Sonata N-Line, it's very spacious. It's very nice. We do not get rear climate vents, at least down here, maybe under the seats. We get 2 USB ports, an armrest, cup holders, and just a good amount of headroom and legroom. We also get wireless CarPlay, which is fantastic. Did not have that in the refreshed GV80 that we drove a couple weeks ago. Nice looking interior. The ambient lighting, we'll see a little bit of that tonight. It's going to get a bit darker. We have this red stripe across the dashboard. Let's take a look at the trunk. There's your button to pop the trunk. A lot of space back here. Do we have a spare tire though? We do not. We have a tire mobility kit, and it looks like there's definitely room for a spare back there. You just got to purchase it after the fact. I'm liking the light design here. Still a striking design if you want something just a little bit different. Let's pop the hood, take a look at that turbocharged 2.5-liter. This engine is rated for 23 miles to the gallon in the city and 32 on the highway. 2.5-liter turbo, Smart Stream G. Wonderful. Just puttering away in there, pretty quiet, not a lot of injector noise. A lot of heat from this engine bay. Alright, let's hop inside. We will walk you guys around this interior just a little bit more, and then we'll go for a drive. Ultimately, I don't expect this to be revolutionary, just a further refinement of the Sonata N-Line that we drove a couple years ago. So we can see just a lot of updated Hyundai switchgear here. We've got the 4 dots on the steering wheel, which is Morse code for H for Hyundai. Lots of physical controls, some constant icons here for climate, which is nice. 3 drive modes, normal, sport, and a custom mode. we might just start in normal. Nice parking cameras. Though I think we just get a reverse camera, but it's high res and pretty wide angle. If you're backing out of a driveway and you're blind, you can't see around you or to your sides, this pretty much gives you about 160, 170 degree view, which is really nice. A little bit of storage right there in the center console. I like this elongated armrest. This is comfortable. They're about the same height too. You can just rest your arms on the steering wheel. Everything has a nice soft touch to it, from the turn signals to the buttons to the paddle shifters to the shifter engagement, even opening up the glove box. Everything is just kind of soft feeling. It's nice. Even the climate control knobs have a good little resistance to them. Engine stop start button. I wonder if you can go in and change the ambient lighting. I haven't messed around with this infotainment too much. We have a couple different gauge options between classic and simple. I kind of like simple, honestly. We have a bunch of different colors for ambient lighting. I might just stick with white or red. I kind of like that. It doesn't stand out too much in this interior. Ooh, ice blue. I'm digging that. Driving assistance. We'll test that out on the highway, see what that can do. Lots of settings in here, lots of customization, as always with Hyundai. We've got a screensaver, I think, at some point. I might have just turned that off. And then if you swipe down, you can change your screen brightness, which is nice. And I just love that we have wireless CarPlay in here, finally. All right, off we go. Steering is ultra light. Kind of a sporty wheel with this section bumped out right here, almost a flatter bottom to this, an N at the bottom. This 2.5 liter is super torquey. Avoiding this puddle here. A little bit of body roll on initial turn-in, but once it sets, it handles really well for a front-wheel drive car. It's really just held back by these tires and any bunnies that want to get in your way. There's a bunch of them here. This 2.5 liter doesn't sound like anything special, like the Elantra N, which sounds fantastic. One of the best 4-cylinders on sale. Let's try sport mode. Yeah, like I said, a bit of safe understeer, limited by these tires, but it is properly quick. It makes good power. 290 horsepower, 311 pound-feet of torque is no slouch. Nice quick shifts from this dual clutch as well. Honestly, I'm pretty impressed with the tuning from this 8-speed DCT. It does a really good job holding gears, letting you ride out the torque from this 2.5 liter. The ride is a bit busy, but honestly, that's a pretty bumpy section of road back there, and for this car's sporting intentions, I think it would be pretty comfortable on a daily basis. Definitely not as stiff as the Elantra N, but honestly, they all kind of ride pretty well. Alright, sport mode, one more time. We'll see what this can do around a corner. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised that this doesn't have a higher performance tire on it. These Pirelli All Seasons do leave a little bit to be desired in terms of overall mechanical grip. That's really kind of this car's Achilles heel. I think there would be a lot better performance out of this if they had a summer tire option, or even just a higher performance all season. Even something from like Michelin would do really well. Alright, highway driving assist, engaged, 75 miles an hour. It's quiet. We have really nice steering wheel controls for distance control, steering assist. We can turn that on and off at a press of a button. You can go into the menus and disable steering assist upon initiation of cruise control. Yeah, this is very, very nice. You could just let this pretty much drive you around on the highway, and on a long road trip, just sit back, relax, and let the car do most of the work. Hyundai's highway driving assist system does a great job, and it just gets better and better as the years go on. Alright, brakes, good bite. Pedal feels pretty normal, pretty average. Steering is pretty light even when loaded up. You can feel a little bit of intervention there from stability control, braking those front wheels to reduce understeer. Alright, so this Sonata N-Line definitely has sporting intentions, but it's a very, very different car from an Elantra N, and I think that's important. It's got good power, it's reasonably fun to drive, but what it really, really lacks is that sharp edge, and some of that is from the tires, some of that is from the suspension. It's a bit softer in every way, from the gearbox tuning to suspension tuning, the NVH, the ride handling. It's just a bit more comfortable and better suited to daily use. If you want a hardcore pocket rocket and something that's genuinely fun to drive, I would get the Elantra N. We just posted a comparison video, Elantra N versus Civic Type R, and if you factor in value, the Elantra N probably won out on that. But it's just a fantastic car, and this leaves a little bit to be desired if you're going to be really wanting something sporty. If you want something that's a little bit more mature, looks cool, looks a little bit different, and it has a good amount of power, and it's fast for reasonable money, this is actually a pretty good option. The Camry, the Accord don't have this level of power anymore. So doesn't really have a lot of competitors in this space. It's just important to realize what this car's intentions are, and you know, this is not an N product, it's an N line, and I think this is probably what Hyundai should be doing with their N line models. Instead of you know, just kind of making them sporty trims, they should really give them a little bit more performance, luxury, and appearance. We're going to wrap this video up right here. That'll be a first drive on the 2024 Hyundai Sonata N-Line. Quite a few of you have been asking for me to drive this car, and we've just got it in kind of at the nick of time. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it was useful. You got an idea of what this car sounds like, what it's like to drive. We'll do one more walk around, and then we'll do a quick Bose sound system test with this, and that'll be a wrap. Wonderful. I'm not sure I'm entirely sold on the looks. There's a whole lot of design going on here. The black outer part of the wheel almost makes it kind of vanish into the tire. I don't think it's a really cohesive design. At least when it was a Catfish, it had a face and kind of an identity. This is a bit too much for my tastes, but some people might like it. Takes regular fuel. Getting in and out is really easy. Ingress is excellent. That entry point is really nice and low. Let's see how this Bose is. We do have a volume knob. This interior is so easy to use. Hyundai does such a good job with that functionality. Got volume control here on the steering wheel. All your buttons are kind of on the driver's side, within reach, within visible eyesight too. The Bose is decent. This sounds good. It's clear. It's got good bass. Nice. Good overall package here from Hyundai. I think at the end of the day, I'm not sold on the appearance, the looks. It's just a whole lot of different styling, and they've tried to update the front end to something more clean and modern, but the rest of the car is too busy. But the interior is really nice and it drives well. And if this is kind of along the lines of what you're looking for, one of the few powerful, fun, sporty options left in this class. So I think we'll end on that note. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Hopefully we can get behind the wheel of a new Elantra N here soon too, and see what that refresh is like.